In today's video, we're going to walk through how to connect a custom domain to your Squarespace website. What's up, you guys? My name's Ashley, and one of the most common questions I hear is, how do I make my site feel official? And the answer is very simple, and that is to connect your own domain. Whether you already bought a domain from GoDaddy, Namecheap, or Google Domains, or if you're planning to buy one soon, this step-by-step guide is going to show you exactly how to connect it to Squarespace. By the end, you'll have a professional branded website address that's easy to share and remember. So first off, before we get into the walkthrough, what is Squarespace? Squarespace is a website builder that lets you create professional websites without needing to code. It's a drag and drop editor, meaning you can move text, images, and buttons around with your mouse. It comes with modern templates that you can customize to fit your brand, whether you're starting a blog, showing off your portfolio, or running a small business. The nice thing is that Squarespace isn't just for design. It also has built-in tools for blogging, selling products, booking services, and sending email campaigns. Everything lives inside one platform, so you don't have to juggle 5 different tools. That's why so many beginners choose it. When you first sign up, Squarespace actually gives you a temporary site address that ends in .squarespace.com. That's totally fine while you're designing it, but the real magic happens once you connect your own custom domain. And that's what we're going to cover in this video. Why use a custom domain? Here's why a custom domain matters. First off, credibility. Visitors trust a site that looks polished and official. Yourbusiness.com makes you look like a serious business owner, while yourbusiness.squarespace.com feels temporary. Next is branding. A custom domain strengthens your brand identity. It's easier to put on business cards, social media, or in conversations. Next is memorability. Simple domains are easier to remember and type. You want someone to recall your site without needing to search for it. And then next is control. So owning a domain means you can use it for other things too, like creating branded email addresses. So for example, info@yourbusiness.com. Like for me, I have ashley@ashleyrobots.com or info@ashleyrobots.com. Even if you change platforms later, your domain can go with you. Now let's talk about connect versus transfer. Which ones should you choose? So Squarespace actually gives you 2 ways to use a domain you already own. You can connect or transfer. So connecting a domain means that you keep the domain registered with your current provider, but point it to Squarespace. This is super quick. It usually takes less than 24 hours, and you keep control of the domain in your registrar account. Now transferring. So transferring a domain means you move the entire registration to Squarespace. Squarespace becomes the registrar, bills you for renewals, and handles both your website and your domain in one place. To help you decide, let's go over the pros and cons of each because it's really important that you make that decision now. So now let's start with the connecting pros. It's faster and easier to set up. You keep your existing account with GoDaddy, Namecheap, or whatever it is that you're using. There's no waiting period. You can connect almost immediately. Now for the cons. You're going to be managing 2 accounts, so Squarespace and your registrar, wherever that is. And then if you need support for your domain, you'll have to contact your registrar instead of Squarespace. So it's just kind of disconnected. Now, if you transfer, some of the pros are everything is managed in one place. You get one bill and one support team. It's simple if you don't want to juggle different accounts. Now for transferring cons, it is a bit of a slower process. It can take about 5 to 7 days. You also do have to pay Squarespace for a renewal, which may be a little more than some registrars. You also need to unlock your domain and get authorization codes, which can feel a bit confusing. But again, it really is up to you. Okay, so now let's get into how to actually connect your domain into Squarespace. Step number 1 is you actually need to log into Squarespace. If you have not already created a Squarespace account, we do have an exclusive link down in the description below that you can click on to follow along. So once you click that link, if you don't already have an account, you can just click get started. It will walk you through building a quick site, and then you can enter in your email address. Once you are in the dashboard, this is what it looks like. You can see all of your sites right here. Then we're going to go ahead and select the site that we want to connect the domain to. Now, this is your main control center where all of your site settings live. Starting here ensures you're working inside the right project, especially if you have more than one Squarespace site. Step number 2 is to go to the domain settings. So in the left-hand menu over here, we're going to go ahead and click settings. We're going to come to domains and email, and we'll click domains. So this is the area where Squarespace manages everything related to your site's address. Think of it as the mailbox section of your website. You're essentially telling Squarespace where people should go when they type in your web address. Step number 3 is to enter your domain. So type in your domain name, and then we're going to click continue. This step tells Squarespace exactly which domain you want to use. use. Double check for typos here because even one extra character could point visitors in the wrong direction. So we'll click use the domain I own, AshleyRobots.com. Step number 4 is to choose connect. We're not going to transfer, we're just going to connect. So Squarespace is going to ask you if you want to connect or transfer. We're going to select connect domain. This option is faster, like I mentioned, and usually works in less than a day and doesn't require you to move your registration away from GoDaddy, Namecheap, or wherever you bought your domain. Again, just for beginner's sake, we're just going to select connect to keep things simple and flexible. Okay, so we'll click connect domain. Okay, so step number 5 is to pick your registrar. Squarespace is going to ask you where you bought your domain. If your provider shows up on the list like GoDaddy or Google Domains, you can choose it. If not, you're going to pick other. This is just so Squarespace can give you instructions tailored to your registrar. So since mine is Hostinger, I'm going to click other. Now, one of the final steps is to swap your registrar's name servers with Squarespace's name servers. And then Squarespace will manage everything automatically from there. This is easier because if Squarespace ever changes its records, it updates them for you. So all we're going to do is copy and paste these specific records into our registrar's DNS panels. At first, this part was really confusing to me, but we don't need to know anything more than we are just going to copy and paste these into our own registrar's name servers. So I'm logging in to Hostinger right here, and I navigated to DNS/name server. What you're going to do first is, again, you want to have these handy. I'm going to copy and paste each of these one by one. So we'll do this one, and then we'll go ahead and add record. Click add record, and we'll do this for every single one. After you copy and paste everything, step number 8 is you want to verify the connection. So you'll go back to Squarespace and click refresh. Squarespace will check if the connection is working. Don't worry if it doesn't update instantly. Changes can take anywhere from a few minutes to a full day to spread across the internet. This delay, called propagation, is completely normal. Step number 9, set your primary domain. So once Squarespace shows your domain as connected, you'll see it listed under your site's domains. If you have more than one, you'll need to pick which one is primary. For example, you might own both your business.com and your business.net. Set the .com as your primary, and Squarespace will automatically redirect the .net so visitors end up at the same place. And then finally, step number 10 is to publish and test. Type your domain into the browser. If everything worked, your Squarespace site will now appear at your new custom domain. Check it on both desktop and mobile to be sure it looks right. This is the exciting part. You've officially given your website its own address on the web. Now, I just wanted to touch on some troubleshooting tips because I know that this can be a little confusing. So number 1 is to just be patient. DNS changes can take up to 24 to 48 hours to fully update. Next is to double check spelling. One wrong number or letter in a name server or record will prevent the connection. Make sure you're copying and pasting and not manually typing them in. Next is to clear cache. If your old site still shows, try in incognito mode or clear your browser cache. And lastly, ask for help. Squarespace support has step-by-step guides for most registrars if you get stuck. Now, should you transfer instead? You might be wondering if transferring your domain to Squarespace is worth it. The short answer is only if you want convenience. When you transfer, Squarespace becomes your registrar, so you only log into one account for everything. That can feel simpler, especially if you don't want to deal with GoDaddy or another provider. The downsides are that it just takes longer. Like I said, it can cost a little more, and you'll need to follow more steps like unlocking your domain and entering an authorization code. If you're happy managing 2 accounts, connecting is definitely the better option. Before we wrap up, I just wanted to touch on the different plans and pricing options that Squarespace has. So they have a couple different plans here, and you can actually save 10% on any of these plans using code MyFirstWebsite at checkout. And you can also get started with a free 14-day trial. I'm going to go over the annual plans because you can save an extra up to 36%, again, plus the 10%, but they also do have monthly plans as well. Starting off with the basic plan, it's $16 a month billed annually. You get beautiful templates, a free custom domain, you get Squarespace AI, and up to 2 contributors. You can accept payments, but these are the highest credit card rates, as well as the highest transaction fees, but you still can sell products and invoices, etc. And then next is the core plan, which is $23 a month billed annually. You get everything in the basic plan, but you get unlimited contributors, advanced analytics, and even a professional email from Google Workspace. The credit card rates are the same, but the membership transaction fees do go down to 5%. And then again, you get everything in this plan, but you get sales funnel analytics, professional shipping and tax services, and API integrations. And then they've got the plus plan, which is $39 per month billed annually. With this, you get everything in the core plan, but the credit card rates do decrease. The online store transaction fee goes to 0%, and and the memberships transaction fee go to 1%. So they are lowered. And then lastly is the advanced plan, which is $99 a month. You get everything in the plus plan, but the card rates and the online transaction fees all go down. So again, you can always start with the basic and then build up from there, whatever works best for you. So if you want to get started and save 10% with code MyFirstWebsite, we do have a link down in the description below. I do want to mention that these are affiliate links, which means we may earn a small commission at no extra cost to you. So if you do choose to use our links, we just want to thank you so much in advance for supporting our channel. It really helps us to continue to create free tutorials just like this. Okay, to wrap up, connecting a custom domain to Squarespace is one of the easiest upgrades you can make to your site. It takes your project from looking like a test page to feeling like a real brand. To recap, here's what you need to do. Log into Squarespace, go to domains, enter your domain and select connect, update your registrar settings with the values Squarespace gives you, refresh, and wait for the connection to verify. And if you have multiple, you want to make sure you set your primary domain. And then once your site is live, you'll just want to double check that it's all working smoothly. Once you see your site live on your own domain, you're going to realize how big of a difference this one step makes. It boosts trust, looks professional, and gives you a foundation to grow your brand online. This channel is dedicated to helping you build your first website step by step with beginner-friendly guides. If you loved this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel and leave any comments or questions below. We'd love to hear from you. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.